Would you believe me if I told you that you can make sweet fudgy barfi with a tub of ice cream? If you haven't heard of it before, barfi is a fudgy milk sweet from the Indian subcontinent. If you struggle with cooking or just leave things to the last minute, this 2-ingredient ice cream barfi is such an easy thing to make for parties. It tastes exactly like ice cream and melts in your mouth like snow. In this video, I'll show you how to make 3 delicious flavors: vanilla, pistachio, and strawberry. To make the vanilla barfi, we'll start with a tub of regular vanilla ice cream. This doesn't have to be the fancy stuff, anything that's cheap and cheerful will do the job. Now pop that ice cream into a non-stick saucepan and allow it to melt. Once it's nice and melted, you can give it a really good stir and then tip in your full-fat milk powder. I like to use a silicone spatula to stir this because it allows me to really scrape those sides down and make sure all of that dried milk powder is incorporated into the ice cream. It's absolutely crucial to stir this all the time and over a medium-low heat to make sure that none of this mixture catches and burns at the base of the pan. Otherwise you'll end up with lots of little burnt flecks. This is totally optional, but for a traditional flavour you can add in a sprinkling of ground cardamom. I know that makes it more than 2 ingredients, but use your discretion. You'll notice the colours start to change and the mixture begin to thicken the more you stir and cook. Keep going until it starts looking a little bit like mashed potato, like really buttery mashed potato. Once your barfi mixture looks like this, it's ready to set in the tin. I've greased this very lightly with some vegetable oil and I'm just going to tip my hot barfi mixture straight in. And you want to work pretty quickly when you do this because it will begin to set. Use your silicone spatula to press it all down and make the surface even. Again, this is completely optional, but I do like to jazz up my barfi with a few decorations. Today I'm going to use some colourful sprinkles. I usually make barfi for special occasions, which is why a little bit of decoration goes a long way. These barfis are so perfect for Diwali, Eid, birthdays, weddings, or any other Tuesday. I'm pressing these in just to embed the sprinkles in so they really stick and don't move around when I cut the barfi later on. And we're just going to leave this to set for a couple of hours at room temperature until it's nice and firm. In the meantime, we're going to get on with our next flavour, which is pistachio. Again, we'll be doing exactly the same thing that we did with our first barfi, which is to melt this in a non-stick pan until it's nice and smooth. You can use a nice pistachio ice cream or gelato for this, but if you can find neither of those, then don't worry, you can still make this. To substitute the shop-bought pistachio ice cream, you can simply use a vanilla ice cream and add 2 tablespoons of pistachio paste or pistachio cream. In a pinch, you could also substitute the pistachio paste or cream with around 2 teaspoons of pistachio flavouring and half a teaspoon of almond extract and a little drop of green food colour. I'm adding my whole milk powder into this melted pistachio ice cream now, and I'm going to mix it up just like we did the first time. Just the smell of this pistachio ice cream alone is out of this world. It's so fragrant, so aromatic, nutty, sweet, and just delicious. Because I'm a child at heart, I wanted my pistachio barfi to have the look and feel of those Indian sweet shop pistachio barfis that I used to get when I was a kid. So in order to do this, I'm going to add a few drops of green food colouring, but again, this is totally optional. I remember standing at those glass cabinets, peering through as if they were almost like jewellery cabinets, and being completely breathtaken and mesmerised by all of the different colours on display. It was like rainbow confetti to me. I love recreating that feeling with my homemade sweets. Once the pistachio barfi mixture comes together just like this, you can tip it into your pre-greased tin and again just flatten it out and smooth the top off. I'm going to decorate this with some pistachio nibs, but some roasted crushed pistachios also work really well. Press them in while the barfi is hot so they stay embedded in there and don't fall off when you go to cut the barfi. I love the simplicity of flavours with this pistachio barfi. It tastes exactly like pistachio gelato, which reminds me of my favourite ice cream shops in Italy. Our third and final barfi flavour is strawberry, and this one is for my little boy who absolutely loves all things strawberry flavoured. This one smells like the most amazing strawberry milkshake you ever had. The colour will certainly lighten up as soon as I add in that milk powder, so I'm going to add in a drop of pink food colouring right here, right now, to make sure that I have the right shade. You don't have to add any food colourings if you don't want to. As well as being famous throughout the Indian subcontinent, it's also popular in parts of the Middle East and in diaspora communities around the world, from Trinidad and Guyana to South Africa and Fiji. Traditional barfi is made by simmering milk until it is nice and thick, and then we may add in some milk powder, condensed milk, sugar. However, this ice cream barfi is different because you need only 2 ingredients to make it, and you don't need to add any extra sugar, butter, flavours. Everything is already in your ice cream, so all we're really doing is thickening the ice cream up with some milk powder. And with that, our third and final barfi goes into our tin, and again we will just flatten it out and smooth it down. And this time I'm going to decorate my strawberry barfi with some edible dried rose petals and some gold leaf. And I love how pretty those floral petals go alongside that pink colour of the barfi and the shiny gold leaf. So beautiful. The last thing we need to do is to cut our barfis using a super sharp knife into even squares or rectangles. The choice is yours. This is our first vanilla barfi that we made. It's beautifully set now and it's cutting into amazing squares, and they smell absolutely delicious, like vanilla ice cream. And here's our lovely pistachio barfi coming out of the tray, and the texture on this is absolutely divine. It's so lovely and creamy. The texture is crumbly and it just melts in your mouth. Our third and final barfi is the strawberry barfi, and here it is coming out of the tin in all its glory. So delicious, so fruity, very, very good. I hope you love this recipe for ice cream barfis and go wild playing with all the different flavour combinations you can imagine. There are as many combinations to make out there as there are ice cream flavours, so let your imagination run wild and have fun creating all of your favourite flavours. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel then please do. Every subscription helps, and leave me a comment below before you go. I'd love to know what you think of this.